Welcome into this episode of Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff with you. Today's episode brought to you by Sonic and Heather Cannon Honda. And today we're joined by, well, he's still a coach. Coach Joe Turner, athletic director now, though. And this is kind of our preview of everything that's going to be going on this school year. And, of course, we already got a couple of sports that are already going. And we got another sport getting ready to start with football, but really excited about the 24-25 seasons coming up for Wildcat Athletics, Coach.
Absolutely. We think it's going to be one of the better years we've had in a while. We've got really good girls and boys athletes, and we got some good coaches in place that we've hired this past year.
Yeah, let's start off with the big one, and we'll get into softball and volleyball going on, but that is going to be football. And, of course, Justin Rowland, after being the interim head coach after late last season, named the full-time head coach. It was kind of a move a lot of people thought was coming. You guys did your due diligence, as you're supposed to, looked at everything. You make the move to go with Justin Rowland, and just seeing the outgoing support that we're seeing for him right now, I think that means a lot and makes you feel like, hey, I made the right move.
Right, absolutely. We had to cross our T's and dot our I's, but in the end, we knew it had to be a special candidate to beat out Justin for the head job. Justin, he does a great job. He's a kid magnet. Everybody likes him, man. They love him to death. And when that happens, when kids love you, they're going to play hard for you. They're going to run through the wall for you. So I think there's going to be good things happen this year in football and in the years to come.
All right, when Justin went through the interview process, I mean, you guys knew that there's a possibility he's going to get a job, maybe even the leading contender, even though you can't really say that. You got to go through and, like you said, dot the I's, cross the T's. But what was it about when he talked to you, talked to Adam and people in on that interview that made it maybe, different with him?
I think just, his confidence in the program and just being aware of the situation that the program has been in, and where we need to go with the program. And the main thing, if a new coach coming in, there's always going to be some changes, but who's better than not make changes? That he knows the kids better than anybody else. He knows where kids need to be playing. And so with that, and just his personality, Justin, he's got a great personality. Like I said a while ago, he's a kid magnet. He's a very likable young man. I say young man, he's a lot younger. He's younger than me, put it that way. No, he definitely is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, not just playing experience, but just his coach experience also.
Yeah, in multiple sports as well with what he's coached. And I know he has a very big dedication in having his football kids go out and play other sports as well, which I think is very important for Ponca City athletics. I want to get to the Enid game in particular because that's the one that's coming up at the time of this interview. This was a game that maybe this year almost didn't even get a chance to happen, and you guys were able to work it out and really restore and preserve this great rivalry.
Yes, sir. Originally when Coach Harmon was still here, they were not originally on the schedule, and then with the OSSA deal where we had to realign districts because of the private schools wanted to sue and everything because visit with Coach Condor over at Enid and Coach Manfield, who's the AD, and we got it back on the schedule 0 week, and it worked out. And before that, our schedule was, you'll notice our schedule has a 0 week and then a bye week and then week 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. Originally, it was going to be 0 week 1 and 2 and off from that week 3. But with the realignment of the districts, we had to pick up a game here or there. And we, perfect world, we wanted to have 0, 1 and 2, like I said, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, and that being said, though, how important is it to have these rivalries with Enid? And I know Bartlesville's back on the schedule as well. So
definitely, you want to keep those traditional rivalries where it means a lot, not only to the kids here, but I mean their parents, their grandparents. It's just just a classic rivalry there, And I looked on Enid, that the information sheet they sent us, and I think Lydell Carr is getting his maybe jersey retired or something like that happening over there. So I know all these kids that's playing, they don't know Lydell Carr. Who's Lydell Carr? but us old people know who Lydell Carr is.
Yeah. And, that being said, a lot of optimism with football as well. I mean, this program's made a turnaround in the past 5 years, and, Scott Harmon was a reason for that. Justin Rowland was a part of that staff, looking to pick up right where he left off and even build on it.
Definitely, yeah. And Coach Rowland, he's mentioned that, he's just going to piggyback out what we've already started. Like you said, Coach Harmon, he started that trend of getting back to winning, and I think we're not going to miss a beat. In fact, I think we'll even get better this year, and with the kids we got coming back. And we have a lot of depth coming back. I mean, that freshman class is a big class that's coming in. So, and you don't rely on too many freshmen on Friday night. They once said, every freshman you start, that's a loss. So, but they do a good job. Coach Rollo and his staff, they're going to be well prepared and ready to go on Friday night.
All right, I want to get into some other sports now that are ongoing. Softball. Jared Freeman coming in, I think, has already kind of turned around the way of thinking. And tough district. I talked to him last week, but at the same time, he's really got those girls competing at a high level.
They are. And knowing what we had coming back, we knew we had pieces that possibly could get a state tournament. I mean, they're there, and but they don't give out free tickets to state tournament. You got to go earn them. And but yes, he's done a really, really good job of getting those girls to jail to play together, play with enthusiasm. And you know how that is. You as a coach, if you're enthusiastic, that breeds over. And does a real good job. And same situation, we had good candidates that put in for the softball job. In fact, one of our candidates is a head coach at Newkirk. He interviewed, and a really good candidate. So, it's just that Jared, he brings a lot to the table. Being at Morrison, a couple state championships there. And I know people say, well, that's that's Class A, 2A. But you know what? Softball, football. If you win an 8-man championships, it really don't matter. You still coach.
Hey, you're still in that program every year when they publish it. It doesn't matter what class it is, right? So, and then volleyball. Jenny always doing a great job with that. We've talked about that many times. It's one of the tougher sports just because all the club access that a lot of the schools in Tulsa and Oklahoma City have.
Oh, exactly. You hit it right on the head, and we go back to that private school. I mean, private schools, they kind of dominate the volleyball realm, and but nonetheless, like you said, she's going to field a great team, and they're going to work hard, and she runs the program the Wildcat way.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and I think one of the things I want to get into, looking ahead to winter sports, is there anything there? And I know basketball, we went through a different structure last year. I know there's talk it could be something different maybe going forward, but that's a big one. Swimming had a huge year last year, and looking to build on that with Coach Heather Harris, who was district, I think, Coach of the Year, correct?
And yes, she was Coach of the Year, and she was All-State coach.
All-State, yeah. So great success there. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. We're talking about the fall sports, but once we get to winter and spring, lots of good optimism for that looking ahead this 24-25 school year.
Exactly. And not only did, like you said, Coach Harris was All-State coach, but Coach A.G. Girls Wrestling, he was All-State coach. So, we're getting coaches in there, and it all goes back. I mean, one thing that I had on my agenda when I got here is that Ponca City need to be better represented at region meetings. And I know we're up here, and it takes a while, and it's on a Wednesday night, and a lot of coaches say, well, hey, that's the only night I get off free.
Right.
And I get that, but if you want to get nominated, and you want those accolades as a coach, which everyone should, and also create those relationships with other coaches, because if you have an All-State player, or you have one that capable of making All-State, well, somebody in your region is going to be on that committee. So, having that relationship with that coach, knowing that coach, you may have a chance of getting that kid on being an All-Stater.
It's a relationship business. You still got to shake the right hands. I mean, I wish it wasn't that way sometimes, but
exactly.
I mean, you've been in it a long time, and I've been around it quite a while. It is that way. You gotta shake hands, and like you said, develop those relationships.
Right. Yes, sir.
All right. And as far as this year is concerned, this school year, Is there anything you guys have coming up or things that you guys are looking at, maybe trying to implement in the future?
You know, we've talked about maybe in future of having junior high baseball. That's been kicked around. I think we're in the works of that. Hopefully, maybe we can get that done maybe in a year or so. But I know that. I know our most exciting thing right now, not really what we're planning on, but I know all the coaches are excited about our indoor facility. They can't wait till that, because that just solves a lot of the issues of practice area, and you get shut down for heat where you can go inside, and now it won't be cool in there, but it'll be a little bit cooler. We got a big old fan in there.
That wet bulb that Kylie uses won't be black where you can't practice, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be such a huge asset for us as far as athletics. I mean, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to an exciting year.
Oh, definitely. I talked to Coach Roll earlier. I told him, I said, I can't wait till Friday, man. I'm already getting goosebumps, man.
I was going to say, you never can take the coach out of you, can you?
No, sir.
And I mean, those kids are your kids, just like the coaches. That's how it is. Like, everybody's rooting for everybody. We're all going in the same direction. So I know that there's not even just you. There's coaches of other sports that are nervous and ready.
Right.
And it eats even more when it's Enid. You want to beat your rivals.
Yes, sir.
So
yeah, exactly.
Well, Coach, really appreciate it.
Yes, sir, Jordan. Thank you.
And that's Athletic Director Joe Turner with us, and that's going to do it for today's episode of Coach's Corner. It's been brought to you by Sonic and Heather Cannon Honda. Have yourself a great one, and until next time, go Cats.